Stash spots in my Acura, it's accurate. I'm actually addicted to this shit. These are raps that I had to kick. Habits wasn't flattering. Guaranteed I'm haggling. At the Chinese restaurant, speaking Mandarin, my banter is immaculate. You claim to be a Mac, but son, you symptomatic. I'm in the attic, selling shit to addicts. Added up, I was dishing, I'm balling item more. 100 files, off-white, just like the Nikes I wore.
From square tiles to marble floors, Christian Dior face scrubs falling in my pores. Time for sheets, my thread count is higher than yours. Just fuck the whore, I had her in the crib doing chores. I'm in there rearranging silverware inside the drawer. I'm not content, I'll forever want more. It's sex 2 times a week, I do this when I'm bored. I know it hurts. More money than you, but what they do, my lord? Your bitch called me 5 times, like she still come through, my lord. And I said, yeah, shit, cool, my lord. But give me time. I'm chilling with a dime at the movie store. Yeah, this shit sound like a movie store. I'm eating steaks while you niggas at McDonald's eating 2 for $4. Because I'm used to storms. I got the crown that is full of thorns. Besides, Lord.
I've been flipping and zipping, I ain't a raw 100 bags, all white, just like the Nikes I wore. Me and Ice Lord like Shaq and Penny. Hey yo, I gotta disturb the pack, but I'll be back in 20. Matter of fact, yo, I'll be back in 10. Around the block and back again. On the strip, I bring the pack out until I pack it in. Cash back without racket 10. And if I call the bitch ratchet, that just means in the bag she brought the ratchet in. I'm stashing racks while you rationing. Riding in the act, you can find me where the action is. My lady passionate, blunt of haze with some hash in it. She give me brains while I'm mashing it. Please bend over mine, put a little ass in it. My chick suck me till I'm flaccid. She love me cause I stimulate her mind like an acid trip. And we take trips to Lake Placid. Plastic wrap the word and flip it like gymnastics, Tim Nasty. All of my projects have been classics. I'm just moving quick like my last brick. Get a lick, then I do a grip on the Mavericks.
Yeah. You already know what time it is. It's the man locked in. This is Real Talk Sports, along with my brother from another and broadcast colleague.
Let's go.
Chopper style.
What's poppin', homie?
I'm out here, man. You look like you real floaty right now. What's good?
I'm doing all right, baby. Can't complain. You know, I was just chilling. I'm having technical difficulties with hearing.
Hold on a second.
I can hear you. I'm just trying to turn my shit up on my side.
Locked in. You hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you good.
Oh, proper. I was just bumping the homie Dr. J's latest single featuring Ice Lord, Mavericks. Make sure y'all go get that project, Grimy. It's out right now on all available platforms. You can go ahead and contribute to the cause via Bandcamp. Make sure y'all lock into the homie Dr. J. This guy's got some magic cooking up right now. Your neighborhood doctor, prescriptions to fill. But we here, Real Talk Sports, episode 4 weeks since the last time you and me sat down in the hot seat and cooked up a little bit.
Yeah, it's been about 4 weeks. That sounds about right.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. So how you living, Charles? What's popping on your ends?
Yo, things have been good, dog. I can't complain. No complaints over here, bro. Just waiting for work to kick back in and do my thing, you know.
Yeah.
Been killing it on the podcast, trying to stay fluid with people, you know.
Episode 37 this weekend, right?
37 just passed. I believe we're getting ready to do 38.
Ah, man, you're about to hit that 40 number. About to hit that 40.
It's crazy. About to hit 40. About to be a grown-ass man.
A grown-ass man in the podcast game. I love it. We got a lot to talk about, man. Lots of things have happened in the sports world. We're gonna start with our most familiar sporting how can you call it, passion, if you will, in the football world. NFL Super Bowl this weekend.
The Super
You
Bowl.
got the Super Bowl. This is a big game. Who you got? Who you got locking in? Who you got winning?
Okay. Here's the deal.
Word.
I want the Rams to win the Super Bowl. LA, Dre, the whole vibe is a thing for me, okay?
Right.
But I think my conspiracy theory in my mind thinks that the NFL has got a plan for Burrow. So I'm like, if I'm throwing money, do I throw it on the conspiracy theory side or do I go with my heart? But like my mind's telling me, I don't.
Go.
My gut's
you know
telling me
when it comes
that
to gambling,
Burrow's
I never
win.
go with my heart. That's what you gotta go with. Yes, you gotta go. See, everybody is going right. Sometimes you gotta sway to the left. Feel me?
Facts.
And when I'm putting down money, wagering, I always go for the underdog. Most times when I'm playing, I'm just playing for entertainment. I'm just playing to have some stakes in the game, to enjoy it, you know, to watch it with reason. You know what I'm saying? Especially if that's not your squad that you're cheering for. You want to watch it. You want to have a little bit more enjoyment, a little bit
just
more
for fun.
to it. That's what it is, right? So you put down small wagers, and if you can go ahead and get some online or locally, go ahead and do that. But I'm with you. My gut is actually telling me the Bengals are going to win. That's what my gut's telling me. My gut's telling me the Bengals are going to win. But everything else is screaming the Rams. They loaded on both sides, right? And it's crazy because they did everything they were supposed to do. Any franchise in professional sports, you know, if it's not about selling tickets, that is, if you want to win a championship, you got to do everything in your power to win.
Right.
You're paying millions of dollars to these athletes. People are coming into your stadiums, watching these games. I mean, I saw something crazy today. I saw that the Rams, to go watch the game in SoFi Stadium, they in a ticket under $5,000.
Say word.
There's not one ticket under $5,000 to go watch the game. I'm talking all the way up in the nosebleeds, fam.
Yo, that's for
the cheapest,
right? The nosebleeds.
Listen, when you gotta watch the game on the Titantron,
you gotta have an oxygen mask and shit. Like I got way up there. The air is a little thin.
You know what's crazy about that though, right? You're actually closer to the concessions, so you ain't gotta go that far. You just gotta walk in a line and make sure you don't step on nobody's J's, and you're right in that little hallway where you get your hot dogs and your refills on your spirits and all that good stuff. But yo, I saw a ticket.
That's crazy,
bro. Talking. I think the ticket was $4,800 something for nosebleed tickets.
Who got 4 bands to spend on football tickets?
Bruh, people in LA do. Silicon Valley. That's who has it.
So what? A bunch of nerdy, goofy people are gonna not real fans, real.
The real fans are watching the shit at their homie's house in the backyard with the barbecue on in LA.
Like there ain't nobody from. I won't say nobody from Cincinnati, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna put me out here, let the internet flame me for this or whatever. But I don't think there's anybody from Cincinnati that got the bag to spend 4 G's on the nosebleeds. Cincinnati's like, the hell with that. Like, we have that over here. Yo, we paying like $100 to get in. Like, it's Cincinnati.
They're gonna be on the outside.
Yo, literally, the tailgate for that's gonna be G.
It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit. They're gonna be on the outside looking in. They don't want to. They don't want to watch. They don't want to watch the game in the stadium because you can't wild out in the stadium, but you can wild out outside. You could turn the fuck up outside. You can do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? You see a Rams fan passing right beside you, bludgeon his ass. You know a lot of that shit. Yo, that shit's usually popping off in LA. Whenever I'm watching these,
I'm a Raiders fan, homie. I know what you're saying, bro.
Yo, it's a whole nother feel. But yo, Bengals. That's my gut's telling me Cincinnati. I'm going to ride with the young guns. I'm going to ride with the underdogs. I feel like they got the element of surprise. You know what I'm saying? But the last time the Rams went to this game, they played the young upstart Kansas City Chiefs. They had youth and they had some veterans, and they had my guy Andy Reid there. So I think it's going to be a walk out of the park. I don't think that they're going to come in and automatically roll them up. I mean, you take a look at what the Bengals had to go through in the AFC when they played Tennessee in the second round, right? Once they got past your Raiders, they ended up playing the Titans. And look what happened there. The Titans went heavy. I mean, Joe Burrow got sacked 9 times. He was hit 10 times. He's getting the fucking piss smacked out of him.
And that wasn't Aaron Donald that was coming at him either.
Right, there you go. The difference is they ain't got Aaron Donald. That O-line, if there's one thing that we got to watch out for, it's that O-line matchup in the trenches. Aaron Donald and Cole versus the Bengals offensive line. Will the Bengals cater to a game plan that's going to I don't want to say remove him, but limit him to a certain degree? Mind you, they got other guys. Von Miller hasn't had the impact that they thought he would have when they acquired him in the season, but he's in the Super Bowl now.
Right? Like that's
and this is a former Super Bowl MVP, right? The last time Denver went to the Super Bowl, it was with Von Miller. Von Miller got that championship ring, and he got that championship hardware to cement himself, you know, in the Hall of Greatness, if you will. He's definitely
put his name up on
a
G board for sure.
Guy. Oh, 100%. 100%. There's a lot of guys that are deserving of it. Talking about Jalen Ramsey. We're talking about recently acquired Odell Beckham Jr., Matthew Stafford. Right? They put all the chips in. Listen, they did what they were supposed to do. They acquired who they had to acquire. They made the trades. They signed the big deal free agents. They drafted well. They want to win
the right
now.
moves for sure. Yeah, 100%.
They're not the hosting team, though. I don't know how that happened. I think it's just something with the NFL. They weren't expecting. Maybe they weren't expecting it, but the Rams definitely were expecting it. They were expecting themselves to be in that game.
Yo, I read somewhere, are they moving it to Texas or is it staying in LA? I read that someplace and I was like, this has been popping up a lot. Like, what are y'all doing to me right now? Like, no, that's got to be in LA.
So there's the joke. Last 2 years, the hosting team has actually been one of the playoff teams. One of the playoff teams that were actually hosting throughout, right? So the Rams ended up winning the division, and they pretty much hosted throughout. And the NFL wasn't trying to make that happen. So that was the joke, because 2 years in a row, you got Tampa Bay, right? Championship was there. They actually ended up playing in their hometown, winning the Super Bowl. I believe the Rams cooked something up that were similar. They followed those steps, and now they're hosting in their hometown. I don't know. Are we going to see a 3-for-3 next year? I don't know. But the joke was, we're going to have it in Dallas because we know that the Cowboys won't be in that game.
Okay. See, I didn't even read. I just read over Dallas, so that makes sense.
The Cowboys won't be in that game. Forgive me, man. I got some people. They're hollering. They want to get the link for the pod, so I'm sending it out as we speak right now. Again, we're 23 minutes past the hour. This is Real Talk Sports. You got your man here, H the Man, host with the most, of course, the big homie, the big dog, Chopper Style of Chop Vision podcast, talking about the Super Bowl. We both feel like the Bengals are going to win. I'm going to go ahead and give it to the underdogs. I'm going to be betting on the underdogs. I think the I'm also going to rock with the underdog Cincinnati Bengals. Speaking of the Bengals, two of their bright young
Rams, homie.
There you go. Two of the people from the Bengals who are responsible for their success on offense, Jamar Chase was named the Offensive Rookie of the Year officially. It's the NFL Honors tonight on Fox. I did not tune in. I just found out about this recently. I thought they would do it closer to the Super Bowl, but it's tonight.
Yeah,
So-
Harlem told me to watch that. I was like, nah, I'm gonna watch a guy rebuild a motorcycle, bro. Like, I'm not trying to.
That's it. Sit down and watch anybody with suits walk upstairs and accept awards. We're not into that. We want to see the action. We're about the action, mouse. Right?
Right.
So Joe Burrow ended up winning the Comeback Player of the Year award. Shout out to Joe Burrow.
Joe Burr.
Joey B. He went ahead and he got some hardware himself. Obviously, Ja'Marr Chase and Joe Burrow couldn't be in attendance, but both of those players, shout out to them. They had an amazing campaign this year, especially watching Ja'Marr Chase coming in and a good friend of the program, Coach Spring, guaranteed, aka Jamil Springer. We're gonna wish him congratulations, leading the flight school 12U team. Let's clap him up. Leading that 12U team to a championship victory over the last weekend. They went to Vegas for the Pro Bowl. We got some kids in there that we are very fond of, that we know very well. Shout out to all the kids in there. Amaziah, Tanya, Jake, the homie Paul, Jalen, O'Shea Maxwell.
Solid football players.
You know, all those kids, Xavier, the quarterback from St. Leonard. Shout out to AJ as well, the head coach of the Pee Wee St. Leonard Cougars. Don't know if he's going to be coming back. Shout out to him. I know he was involved. I was able to see some clips and some pics and stuff like that. So we want to extend our many, many congratulations to the Flight School 12U team. Coach Spring, keep doing your thing out there, man. These kids are special. They're going to continue.
Legends.
Definitely for the city, you know. So, again, now, speaking of the Super Bowl, there's one thing that we've been watching a lot lately, and that's about the coaching situations in the NFL. And I was having a conversation with you, Chops, earlier this week about just that. You know, is there an issue with colored coaches getting a fair shake at leading their team? What's your take on that?
Are we going to use the term colored, or are we just going to call it out like black coaches?
Black coaches.
Right.
Thank you for correcting me.
I don't want to get all political.
I didn't want to leave out, you know, the other minorities who may be wanting to get an opportunity as well. I remember just a couple seasons ago, there was an Asian coach, Eugene Chun, formerly of the Philadelphia Eagles. He worked in with the offensive line, assistant offensive line coach. I remember he had interviewed. Eugene Chun.
I never laid eyes on.
Because he came out and he was accusing the NFL of not allowing minorities, you know, Asian, Hispanic, another minorities, you know, specific. We're talking about the black coaches, but he brought up the issue and it went away fairly quickly. You know, he made his accusations and it went away fairly quickly, and he went away fairly quickly. I haven't heard anything from Eugene Chung in a long time, but you know, just talking about the current state of affairs and the precedent that we're living in right now, Brian Flores went ahead and filed a class action suit against the NFL. 3 of the football teams that he named in that class action suit were the New York Giants, the Miami Dolphins, and I believe the third team, if I remember correctly, just let me check real quick.
Bro, he's going in though. Like, you're picking a fight with,
and the Houston Texans. The 3 teams, yeah. And I mean, he named those 3 teams specifically because he had, sorry, not the Houston Texans. I apologize, everyone. It was the Denver Broncos. I was just corrected here. It was the Denver Broncos. The mix-up with the Houston Texans is because he had an interview scheduled with them. He was one of the runner-ups, along with a coach candidate who never even coached in the NFL. As a matter of fact, never has any coaching experience whatsoever. Never coached high school, never coached college, and he was being considered as their front runner for the coaching job prior to the class action suit coming out. So the 3 teams that Brian Flores named were the Denver Broncos, the Miami Dolphins, who he formerly worked for, and the New York Giants. And he's also putting all 32 teams in the class action suit. And a major reason why that's happening is because he believes that black coaches are not getting a fair shake. They're not getting a real live opportunity at being able to show their merit and prove why they're the candidates for the job. Now it's hard because we don't know what goes on in these interviews. We don't even know what teams are looking for when they're talking to these coaches in these interviews. So as a fan looking in, you kind of have to put yourself in the other person's shoes, being the NFL owners, right?
If
so we
something looks fugazi, it looks fugazi, bro. I don't have to speak Spanish to somebody to say something in Spanish. That don't sound right to me. You know, like, pardon my French, but fuckery in any form is still fuckery, right? Like, you can sense that. And when something don't seem right, like, you're trying to tell me that there's no indigenous coaches out there that like football that are willing to do that. There's no Latino. There's no Hindu. No, you come on. Like, to go back to what you said, they were planning on putting somebody who never coached before.
Never coached. He was a player. Like he played, but he never coached.
So like this guy was just like a running back for whatever he was, and yeah, you can coach football. I eat McDonald's hamburgers. I don't know what's in a Big Mac.
They like to smile on his hair. He has great hair.
Yo, we learned don't do that. If people got good hair and they look pretty, don't put them in charge. Canada's literally learning this right now. Like, if anybody wants to look back,
you see what I did there, though, right?
Right, like I don't know if you know, but like we're living proof. You ain't gotta just because a pretty face and a smile. Don't what was it? Belleville DeVoe? Don't trust a big butt and a smile or whatever. Don't trust good hair and a smile. It will put you into some shit. So don't have him coach. It's not working for coaching Canada. It's not going to work for coaching any football team. Like, there's levels. Let him start out here and work his way up. Like, come on.
That's what it is, man.
I didn't mean to get all political and stuff, but
because my Philadelphia, we're dealing with as Canadians, which is a complete. It's not a completely other topic for another day because the topic is on every day. It's on every day. It's everywhere. We all know what's going on.
When I close my eyes, I wake up. It's still here.
It's still there. So we don't need to put it in that sense. But you think about Josh McCown, a will-travel quarterback who's been around the league, played for several teams, including my Philadelphia Eagles. This guy was the front runner to get the head coaching job. And the only reason why he didn't get the job is because the league was under tremendous scrutiny, especially right now with that class action suit. And there's a lot of merit to that class action suit that the NFL dismissed and said there's absolutely no merit. Less than 10 hours later, the NFL came out with a statement and said there's absolutely no merit when it comes to this class action suit. There's no merit in the findings of it at all. Brian Forrest was able to keep the receipts of all of his experiences that he endured going through the process of becoming a head coach. Now,
oh man, like he's like a scorned girlfriend, bro. Like he's just putting out all the text, like, everything. You didn't. Let me put you see something else? Hold on, wait. I got the screenshot too. Like, what you damn.
And you know what's crazy? The person who's in those screenshot text messages is arguably considered to be the greatest head coach of all time, Bill Belichick.
Does that surprise me? Like, Belichick's feet are always in something. Like, it always comes back to.
I don't know Joey Chops to be a liar, and he's definitely not going to start here today, ladies and gentlemen. He's right. You hit the hammer on the nail.
Everybody that knows me, and for y'all that don't, I hate the Patriots. I hate everything Patriot. I hate Patriots Day because it says Patriots. Like, I hate the Patriots. I'll call it Soldiers Day. I'll call it whatever else. I don't mess with the Patriots. I don't mess with Belichick. I don't eat Kraft dinner, Kraft nothing. Kraft cheese. I don't mess with none of. No. I don't. So I don't surprise me that he's in all kinds of fukaka-ness because it's Bill Belichick, bro. Like, do your job, really yeah, and be scheming
about this whole situation. Everyone else who was accused in these findings, especially when it comes to the class action suit, had something to say to Brian Flores about these findings, had something to say about his experiences, except Double B, Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick has not spoken to the public. Bill Belichick has not come out to defend himself. Bill Belichick has not said anything against Brian Flores. But everybody else,
because he knows how the game works. He's like, yo, why? All the rest of you shut up and let the powers that be do what they do, and it'll just go away. But you out here putting out tweets and you're saying stuff and you're having interviews, and he's like, just that's a hood thing. Real G's move in silence, bro. Like Bill Belichick's like, he's keeping his mouth shut.
So
that's
our black coaches purposely being kept away from having high-level ranking jobs. Our black personnel in general, I'm talking front office jobs in the scouting department, assistants in terms of the coordinators, offensive, defensive, special teams, are they just not being considered because they're black?
Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question. You brought me a question, but I need to ask you something to see where your head's at with this.
Okay.
Who owns the NFL?
White owners.
Old money.
White owners.
Not new money. There's
old
no
money.
New money.
Farm money.
Old money. That's old money that's got them old bills to it, right? That's been earned off the backs of others, if you follow the vibe that I'm going with, right? So if you're not part of the plan with some of what's going on, well, then you can't be. So opinionated people won't catch that vibe, bro. They're like, no, you're not gonna do what I tell you to do. You're gonna do what you want to do. Now, do I think that Mike Tomlin of the Pittsburgh Steelers is like that? Nah, I don't think he's a do what I'm telling you. I don't see that in his face demeanor, but then maybe that's why he always looks pissed off, is because he has to do what they tell him. Like, I don't know, but it just seems like that's the vibe of do what you're told kind of thing. Like upstairs, that's business, right? It's an entertainment industry.
100%.
There to entertain us 3 times a week, give us the big hoorah at the end of the year, and we all go out and buy jerseys and hats and stickers and tattoos and you name it, and then start all over again next year. Like, so for me, it's business. And if you're not paying attention, if I'm the record owner, the record label, and the road manager's not doing what I want him to do with the band, well, then that road manager leaves. I put in another road manager to do what I tell him. At the end of the day, it's a job, right?
Next man up. Yep.
You don't want to listen. Goodbye. Do what I tell you. So, like, that's my vibe on it. So do I think that we conform to that? No, I don't. Like, there may be some that do, but the majority, I don't think that's why we see any race as a head coach. And that may be fucked up to say, and I might get murked on the net for that.
I have to agree with you on all points.
It's so crazy that it could be true. I mean, we don't know if there's Martians, right? But the idea sounds so outlandish that, there might be little green dudes on another planet, right? Like, so saying this is the same thing. That it's so crazy that it sounds, it could be true. Like, that's how my mind sees on that, because you don't see anybody that looks like us as a head coach, except for Tomlin. I don't think there's more.
Currently there was nine vacancies for the head coaching positions, 9 vacancies. And only one black coach was out of all 9 coaching positions. And the black coach that was hired happened to be a part of that team where the black coach prior to him was fired.
Oh,
David
shit.
Culley of the Houston Texans was fired, and Lovie Smith, formerly the defensive coordinator of the Houston Texans, became their head coach. When Josh McCown and, yes, Brian Flores, the same person who filed that class action lawsuit against the NFL, was no longer a candidate for the job, but they did hire Lovie Smith. As a matter of fact, Lovie Smith was already a head coach in the NFL. He was a head coach for the Chicago Bears when he took them to the Super Bowl with Rex Grossman, and they played against the Indianapolis Colts, Peyton Manning's first NFL championship.
Doesn't that just sound like
And he
a
went
bullshit
to
Super
Tampa
Bowl?
Bay when he was fired as head coach for the Chicago. Yeah. But you want to know what? 2 black coaches were coaching in that game. Tony Dungy and Lovie Smith.
Oh, if you're going to take it for that route,
you love to
if
see
we
it.
got to get the Bears and the Colts to play in the Super Bowl for us to get black coaches, that's like Black History Month being 28 days long, bro. Like, what are you giving me? Like,
I mean,
really?
If anybody was paying attention, you knew who was going to win that game from the jump. You knew. The Bears had a phenomenal defense that year, though, too, by the way. They had a phenomenal defense. 2003, I believe it was the 2006 Super Bowl. I'm going to have to double-check just to make sure. But that was the last time 2 black coaches were in the championship game coaching against each other. And Lovie Smith is now the Houston Texans head coach. So out of 9 positions, 1 was filled by a guy who was already there. And everybody's already saying he won't survive. He'll probably be there for a year, max 2, and then they're going to get the real guy once this thing blows over, because the league itself is going to have to be battling this thing. Now, what I spoke to you about, I said they have the money to tie this thing up in litigation for years. Old money, right?
Yeah. Bro,
lawyers, the law.
Decades. They're going to catch a discount. Like, they got so much court people with them that they're not even going to get charged to keep it in there. It's just, keep this on ice, and he'll eventually go away, or we'll slip in the bag. Like, here, now be gone. Take your money, take your ball, and go home. Like, to your very nice home. Like, enjoy it. Otherwise, some emails about your ass is going to get leaked out on some other shit. Like,
it's a very high possibility.
Let me ask you a question, because somebody brought this up to me today. I was talking about going to be on the pod with you tonight. And they said that the boxings, like, what the hell you call that? Like, the licensing for boxing, like the regulators of boxing, and the regulators for the NFL. Sporting Commission, thank you.
States, yeah.
And the NFL's commission is both in Las Vegas in the same building. Or not in Las Vegas, but in the same building. Is that true?
Ooh, I don't know.
They said that to me, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like, I
remember seeing or hearing something about the NFL's head office being in Connecticut, which I think would be more, or somewhere in New York, still very close within vicinity.
Yeah, because you always hear like, send it to New York. Send it to New York. You always hear that in the.
That's it.
On the games, right?
So, and I do know wherever they're boxing, wherever U.S. Premier Boxing events are happening, especially when we're talking about the titles, the WBC, WBO, WBA championships, they're all in different states. And when fighters have to be cleared to fight within that state, they have to go to their boxing commissions or their athletic commissions within those states to get approval. Because those fights have to be checked off. Right? Because they always talk about boxers not being allowed to fight outside of the ring because they're now trained weapons. One punch in the right spot can kill a man. Right?
Right? Exactly.
They gotta approve of all these things. But I would not don't quote me on this, but I do believe that that league's head office is either in Connecticut or New York. And since we're talking about
like,
leagues,
I'm looking down, like I'm Googling that shit right now just so we can find out.
I just wanted to add, of all their officials, their high-ranking officials and executives that sit on the highest chairs in those boardrooms, there are only 2 African Americans that hold executive prominent positions out of the 20 plus positions that are being held and occupied by white people.
That's crazy.
Within the NFL's hierarchy. 2. I know one of those guys happens to be a former Philadelphia Eagle great in Troy Vincent. He is actually the league disciplinarian. He runs the league disciplinarian boards. And you always hear him whenever something is happening with the league that has to do with foul play or players getting caught up. They're always the first guy. And I don't know who the second person is, but I will Google it and find out. But I found that just mind-boggling. And you have 9 vacancies, right? One black coach is hired. There was a coach today up in a word game, if you will. Mike McDaniel, former offensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers, was hired by the Miami Dolphins after Brian Flores was fired. Now, the San Francisco 49ers got 2 draft picks out of the hire because leagues say if you hire someone under the Rooney rule, the team is rewarded with compensatory picks. So he goes on the podium today and they're asking him, you're getting rewarded for hiring a black coach. That's where we're at in 2022.
Right?
Yo, like, you hire a black coach, here's a pack.
Right. Good job.
Here's 2 draft picks. He's black. We're gonna give you 2 draft picks for that shit.
So you ain't gonna do nothing with him, but yeah.
So he's on the podium today, and there's a huge backlash right now across the league, across the internet ways, because this gentleman was asked if he identifies. The media, one of the reporters, asked him if he identifies as a black man. And he said that he identifies. He said he broke through that wall. You wanna guess what he said in response to that question?
I'm not black. I'm OJ.
He identified.
Tell me he did the same thing, bro. Like, you're already telling me I'm not black. I'm OJ. Like, I know exactly what you're about to tell me.
Far off. You're not too far off. He did say that he identifies as being a human being, and his dad's black. That was his answer. I'm gonna pull it up right now.
What is he, Tiger Woods? Like the same? Like, come on, man.
Yeah. He identifies as a human being, but his dad is black. It's hard, man. It's hard. You can't say anything right anymore. They won't let you. They purposely did this to this guy because the league right now has an image problem, like they've had for years. They have an image problem, and it's crazy that we're here with this, and they put this guy up on the stage. I'm going to go ahead and play the clip. Just share that screen real quick. Here we go live. For those of you who didn't know or didn't see, we're going to go ahead and show this real quick. Mike McDaniel talks about his background.
Experience. Yeah, it's been very odd, to tell you the truth. This idea of identifying as something, I think people identify me as something, but I identify as a human being. And my dad's black. So whatever you want to call it, I know shared experience, but it doesn't make, it's weird that it comes up because I've just tried to be a good person, and I think my background opens my eyes a little bit. I don't have any real experience with racism because, I think you identify me as something close to, I don't know. But I know my mom experienced it when she married my dad. I know my dad experienced it, and that's in my family. But I guess that makes me a human being that can identify with other people's problems.
Can I speak freely on your platform?
Go ahead.
I can speak for. I can get that bum ass dude out of here, bro. How are you just Jared Leto looking bum ass? What? That boy looks black as a parsnip, bro. You better get at jump. Boy. Okay. I not today, Satan. Not today. You are not gonna sit here and tell me that this. I can't even. What?
Yo.
What? What? I got no words for what I just seen. What just happened, bro? You just showed me Jared Leto as a Joker and told me he's coaching football and he's black. Yo, like for real? Like, yo, where's Margaret, whatever her name is? Like, where is she? Get out of here! Oh my god, I can't believe.
Yo, Chris, we feel the same way, fam. We feel the same way. Listen, I'm looking at the situation like, man, you had every opportunity to say whatever you wanted to say. You come from a multiracial family. Your dad's black, your mom's white. You said it himself. The people go through the same thing he does. What's so bad about? I don't get it. What's so bad? Why can't you just say I identify myself as a black or a white person? I'm
biracial, and I identify as black. People see me, I'm black. My son says that he has a black parent, and that makes him part black. And he's like, yo, he reps his black. You're not going to take that from him no matter what, bro. He's like, that. I own that shit. Like these curls, and like, yo, this is me. Like, it's who I am. My daughter's a little on the I just want to be good vibe. Like, she'll kill me if I said that. So we're not going. I know this is on the internet, but we're not going to tell her. So, y'all in internet land, hold your brother down. But I'm saying, like, she's not on that same vibe. She's like, yo, I just want to. She's on his vibe. Like, no, I'm a person. I'm people. I have a heartbeat. Like, just love me for me or hate me for me with that. And my son's over here like, yo, say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. I'm like, bro, I love you dearly, but like, you my little white boy. Like, I love you, but you missed all the tan, bro. But like, he reps it. Like, that's his. And this Jared Leto looking caca. If you're just gonna rep it, bro, just rep it. Like, they're gonna look like what? Because you came out in a purple suit and you didn't have on like Chucks and a backwards baseball cap. We're not gonna think you. If you just came out like, yeah, I'm like Bruno Mars. Like, I'm out here. Like, I got some shit. Like, it's cool. Like, I don't know what to tell you, but yeah. So I'm just a person, and my dad's black. Like, what? A Saturday Night Live skit? Did you just? Pete Davidson could have done that shit, bro.
They might use this. They might use this as the skit this weekend.
Yo, anybody that knows SNL
it's skit worthy.
This shit's got to be a skit. If it's not a skit, you're not doing your job right, because that shit was the funniest thing. Pete Davidson standing up in front of a podium doing that bit. I'm dying at home laughing.
What they should have is Kenan Thompson walking behind him as his dad. In the back when he says that, he's just giving him an odd look. Like,
he's just sitting in the back with a.
They gotta have, they
like full, but like
you gotta have one of those ladies, one of those
African like gown, like looking like King of Zamunda, bro, like from Coming to America. Like he's gotta be in the background like that, like. But your dad, what you mean your dad's black? Cuckoo, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Key and Pearl. They need Key and Pearl. They need Key and Pearl to run that episode, that segment, right? Even though they're like Mad TV alums, I think they are. Or did they both come? No, they're from Mad TV, right? Key and Pearl. No, they had their own sketch on the Comedy Network way back when.
Yeah, they took over after when Chappelle dipped.
That's it.
They slid into the spot.
It was them too. Right. One of them hosted though SNL, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably. I know one still does funny shit, and the other one does like the funny horror.
Yeah, Comedy Central. Stuff. That's it. Right.
Yo, shout out to Comedy Central. Like that always.
Yeah, Comedy Central. I'm telling you, it ain't what it used to be, but the memories are there.
Is anything what it used to be, bro?
No, it isn't. It isn't.
Remember when BET used to actually play like music and not reruns of like black exploitation movies with terrible editing? I mean, I know we were talking about.
Speaking of, but we're gonna slide off that for a second. So sports for a second. I wanted to just get back to the vacancies. Yo, Max Julien passed away, man. Return of the Mac.
Say word.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, Max Julien, man.
Damn.
Crazy. 84 years old.
Not playing in my head. Like everybody knew that joint, bro. I was one.
But I watched that movie. I watched that movie like at least 10 times.
Right, for sure.
I watched it. It doesn't watch like that anymore. But it was dope when I saw it for the first time. I think I was like 11 or 12. I like snuck into my dad's VHS collection where he had all the James Bond movies with Sean Connery and Roger Craig and some of those like dead
the OGs.
Fans. We weren't allowed to watch those videos that he got from New York of all his excursion trips that he took without the family. And I found that
wait, hold on.
Mac with Max Julien.
No, that's the Mac, brother. That's
the Mac. My bad. You're right.
When you said Return of the Mac, I thought you were talking about the people that sung that song, right? No, the Mac was down.
I'm mixing it up
as my favorite movie of all time.
I'm mixing it up.
Richard Pryor's performance in that movie was legendary. You know the rules of the game. Your bitch chose me. Now we can handle this like some gentlemen, or we can get into some gangster.
Hey man, we gotta put Max Julien on real quick. We gotta put him on real quick just to give a little tribute. Nothing too long. We're gonna give him a little tribute here, man. Shout out to the Mac. How to be a player. We're gonna get Max Julien on this motherfucker real quick. See if we can do this. One last share before we dive right back into it. Let's share the screen. R.I.P. Max Julien. We're doing it for you.
King, let's go.
Let's get it up. Bring the shit
I could
back.
never beat you, Fred.
Yeah, well, you just keep trying, man. You're going to do it one of these years.
Uncle Fred! Oh, right. Oh, what's up?
Hey, baby D, how you doing, man?
Yo.
Remember,
shouts out to you, King. King pimping all day. Play on, player. Pop your collar and holler for some dollars. Let's get it.
Dog, killed up his own.
Represent.
Damn. She thinks that I told her to freshen up my drink. I was really giving a flag salute.
Now that's cold. That's cold.
Hey, buddy boy, you got to be careful over there sucking on it. D and the bone, swearing you and that chicken were into some kind of.
You got that off.
So, baby, how are your holiday rounds going?
Like clockwork, licking and still ticking.
Oh, that's great. I'm just sorry that your dad is living. He would be
Will Smith, Dumbo ear nigga come along. You know what I mean?
the most valuable tool you have is your mouth. If your rap is strong, it can't.
Yeah, but what if your rap is strong and the shit still go wrong?
But that's not possible. Not if you're marinating that fish right. And a woman's shit is tight from birth, man. Because you see, a woman who's a player herself wants to be played, has to be played, needs to be played in order for the continuation of this man-woman thing. Damn, okay? It is deep. It's a deep, deep game, man. I mean, it's eternal. You know, like the smell of chitlins.
You know, it's eternal, like the smell of chitlins.
Yo, I just wanted to give people a little something more recent. Max Jr., for those of you out there who don't know the Mac, that was the classic
he's
movie.
The same cat, bro. He was the same.
Bro, I'm showing you. It pretty much just him being his character.
Yo,
you know, from that
and
movie.
That, he filmed in
Oakland.
Oakland.
A player.
Shout out to Oaktown. Like, that's what I'm at. Yo, we're real dudes, bro. Like, some of the actors in that movie are real pimps. Like, that's straight real up. From that era.
Straight up. And that movie was actually one of the hood classics. I know you had a episode prior to last weekend talking about some of the hood classics out there. I hope How to Be a Player was mentioned.
How to Be a Player was not mentioned in that thing. I mentioned the Mac, though. I did. I told Don DeJula, shout out to Donnie Boy, Mr. Brasco. I told him, you have to watch. If you don't watch the Mac, we can't converse no more. Like, we can't be peoples. Because you're missing a key of who I am. To understand me is to understand the Mac. So you got to watch the Mac to understand the player. Pop, let's go. Like,
classic, bro. All right, Max Julian. Really a legend in the game. 84 years old, passed away 84 years old. I just saw that, I think it was yesterday. He really did some dope stuff. A lot of people, hip-hop artists, actors, singers, you know, everything. He's had a lot of influence over a lot of people for a lot of years. But just real quick, jumping right back into it. 9 vacancies. All the vacancies have been filled. 2 have been filled by coordinators that were already with the team, including the New Orleans Saints. Dennis, formerly of the Oakland Raiders, the head coach of the Oakland Raiders. He was there before and ended up getting the job as the defensive coordinator under Sean Payton. Is now going to be the head coach leading the New Orleans Saints. Matt Eberflus, formerly defensive coordinator of the Indianapolis Colts, is the new head coach of the Chicago Bears. Yeah. Saints got a lot of things they got to adjust. They got to adjust the quarterback situation.
Yeah. The Kamara situation, like,
Bruh, did you see what they did to that dude?
Yo, man's got
it's crazy because Kamara, but he was on Instagram after apparently letting everybody know he's about to get paid. The same dude that got fucked up went on IG with his busted up face, bust lip, bust eye, woke up out of coma and knew he was about to get paid. He told everybody, hey, I'm about to get paid. The video out there that he said on IG.
If Brock Lesnar,
incriminating himself,
UFC and WWE punch me in my face and mess me up like that, when I come to, it's thank you, Jesus, and take me to the bank, bro, because I'm fixing to take all your shit. Like, hand me the bag, bro. Like,
but are you gonna tell the world you're about to get paid though?
And I'm telling everybody, bro. I'm like, yo, I'm getting paid. Brock Lesnar has beat my ass. You paying me? I want some of that Coors Light or whatever, Bud Light, whatever money it is you got. You give me a piece.
I gotta figure this motherfucker.
Yo, his face was all swole up and stuff, man. Like, he was,
bruh.
When I seen that on Twitter, I was
you remember Martin? Remember Martin? Remember that episode in Martin when Martin squared off with Tommy Hearns?
Yeah. right?
That's
Catch
what
it
that motherfucker look. That's what that motherfucker.
Yo, like I mean, it's fucked up for us to laugh about it, but homie got.
Yo, I'm laughing about it. If he can laugh about it, I can laugh about it. I'm sorry. This guy went on Twitter after getting his ass beat down, okay, by all types of people, talking about how he about to get paid on Instagram Live. Fam. I'm laughing about it. I'm sorry. But Alvin Kamara, he gotta know better. You gotta know his situation. You gotta be smarter about who he involves himself with. Because that incident happened the day before the Pro Bowl game. And apparently the league reached out to him. The league reached out to the NFL, letting them know this. But the NFL decided to let him play anyway. As soon as the game was done, the Fed showed up, took him away in custody. He went and got his mugshot, sat in the cell for about 6 hours, made bail, and that was it. That was all she wrote.
Must be nice to have money.
The league let him play. They let him play. They knew.
Yo,
and they let him play. They let him get his paper.
Right?
And that was it.
Fine. Wow.
It's a double standard. You look at the you hear about the investigation with the now named Washington Commanders, wackest name ever.
I was hoping we were gonna make it through this entire
Sexual
episode
assault.
without you saying the Commanders. I was really hoping we were gonna pass that.
Daniel Snyder open self. The owner of the Washington itself, because the league said they cannot release findings because of an injunction law that protects Dan Snyder from being revealed, and all of his wrongdoings that he's done from 2004 all the way to 2022.
Just gone.
But they can go and they can fire John Gruden for emails and exchanges that he had with people 11 years ago. But Dan Snyder can pay an outside firm to interview him, to investigate him for wrongdoings. The man was being accused of wrongdoings, is investigating himself for wrongdoings.
Once again,
you can't make this shit up.
Must be nice to have money. Like, is this what it's like to be rich? It's
Bro.
just not cool. I hire my own judge, my own cops. Like, we'll figure it all out. They said I was innocent. Like, we're good.
Fam, 9 vacancies. 9 vacancies. 8 white coaches. Because Mike McDaniel. That's what I'm saying. Because Jared Leto doesn't want to identify as a mixed race coach. So we have 9 vacancies, 8 white-filled coach jobs. Matt Eberflus, Nathaniel Hackett, Brian Daboll, Josh McDaniels, soon to be named Kevin O'Connell from the Los Angeles Rams. He can only get the job once the Super Bowl is over. Jared Leto, aka Mike McDaniel of the Miami Dolphins, former Philadelphia Eagles head coach, and now Jacksonville Jaguars head coach Doug Peterson, defensive coordinator Allen. Sorry, his name eludes me right now. And the Houston Texans are the only team that hired a black coach. The same team that's being accused of hiring a white coach before he was announced. Dennis Allen of the New Orleans Saints. The league doesn't do nothing. Women are screaming off the building. They're quitting their job. They're getting fired for being sexually harassed by the owner. He still owns the team since 2004, fam.
Let's push that up to the side. But we gave you guys a black coach and Jared Leto. Like, this is what you gave you. Like, enjoy. It's so bad. So bummed.
Super Bowl Sunday. We're definitely going to have to do a pre-episode for the Super Bowl. We'll be back this week. Coach Chops, a.k.a. Joey Chops, a.k.a. Chopper Style. Thank you, brother, for coming
Chop
on
Vision
again.
Podcast. Let's go.
There you go. Chop Vision Podcast. Let them know when the episode airs. Let them know how they can get on. Give them all that.
You can check us out. All you got to do for anybody that's curious about what this does, Google Chop Vision Podcast. Me and the homie Skinny, we talk our shit. We have the homie H-Man come on. He comes and kicks it with us. Like, if you like talking shit, and we talk about some reckless shit, and like we got a whole, like I just started working on this whole Patreon thing. Like I'm getting ready to start some other levels to showing people some backstage shit that's gonna get into it. Like I'm gonna be out here wilding in the streets and not letting the people on YouTube see it, but the people on my Patreon can check that out. Like, other than that, your boy's just out here, man. Might have some football news that I want to let out closer to summertime.
Yes, sir.
Right now, I'm gonna keep it wraps. Like, I ain't saying too much, so just know that I said I was out. I said, you know, when you try to get out, and then they pull you back in. Yeet, I got the pull back, and I ain't gonna say what. I'll have my draft day where I put on my proper hat and I'll let the world know, and I'll make sure that I do that on Real Talk Sports.
There you go.
I will show where I land, and I'll put it on Real Talk Sports. Let that be a thing. When I decide to let out to the public, it's going to be right here.
That was my next. That was going to be my next question. Where are you going to make that announcement?
Right here.
We need to know it all. I left you the platform earlier on in the episode because but for a later date, and we will have the latest and greatest. Of course, this is H the Man. We signed in. Now we're gonna sign out. We want to send a shout out to everybody that joined us tonight. We had a few viewers tonight as well. Our Prospect, y'all, the late night plug, definitely gonna be back this week because we gotta talk about the Super Bowl. We're gonna give you our picks. We're gonna tell you how much money to put down, and we're gonna maybe even do some inner commentary. Who knows? But we're gonna definitely.
We'll talk about what kind of chicken wings I'm eating on Sunday because that's the most important part of the Super Bowl to me.
You know what? Let's have a cook-off. You like your shit?
Listen, I got love for you, and I fuck with you. We family, right? So listen, my dude, like you fucking with a Southern boy, man. You don't play
say no more, Chops.
I got love for you. I ain't trying to hurt your feelings now, bro. I'm a fat man. You talking about chicken wings, bro? You climbing in the ring with Ali right now, homie.
Say no more. Say no more. You know what? I'm still getting in the ring. I'm still going to
float like a butterfly and sting like a bee.
Yo, my man, Chopper Style. This is H the Man. You are now locked into Real Talk Sports. We definitely going to see you all this week. Make sure you keep it locked in tune. Peace and love. Peace.